Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. Back with another one for you all. Fathers, I think you're going to like this one, but I'm going to need your help, so make sure to leave a comment at the end of the video. But per usual, before we jump into this video, let's make sure we take care of the house's business. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And as I mentioned before, leave a comment at the end of the video. And then last but not least, if we want to continue to push this narrative out there, make sure we're hitting that share button. All right. All right, fellas, let's jump into this video. All right, here we go. So you guys know I get together with a group of fathers, bi-weekly. Sometimes we can do it more than once per week. But this specific day, we got together and we had a topic that's on our mind, right? And we asked, or the question on the table was, would you want your daughter to date a man like you? Now, me, I don't just, I'm not impulsive when I respond to anything. So I don't just jump right out the gate like, yes, no, this, that, whatever the case may be. I take some time and put some thought into it, right? I consider myself to be an intellectual guy. So it just takes me some time to process the question that's out there and then gather the information that I need and then go ahead and respond. All right. So I'm listening to the other fathers, they're responding. They're like, yes, okay, I would love to. I'm this type of guy. I'm married. I'm settled down. Boom, boom, boom. Gotcha. Had another guy. He said, absolutely not. Right now, I'm still just, doing my thing. I'm trying to figure this thing out, whatever the case may be. I haven't found one that basically he's a habitual dater, right? And he understands that. So I got it. And I like the fact that he kept it real. So what I'm noticing, all the response are being given in their current state, all right? Who they are right now at this moment. So it's either yay or nay in the current state that they're in. So me, as I'm processing the information, I'm like, I don't think I can really answer the question like that, to be honest with you. Like, I think it's like levels to this, right? So here's my take on it. And fellas, you can agree to disagree, you can agree, but I just want to know how you feel about it, okay? So here's my take on it. I think it's levels to it, right? Let's start at the age of, say, like 13. I think at this age is when most of us consider ourselves to be quote unquote dating, or we have a girlfriend, right? I know, I get it. Some people start a little bit earlier than that. You're talking about 10, 11, and 12. But like I said in the previous video, I don't even play those type of games. Like, I wish my daughter would at 10 years old, or my son at 11 years old, talking about he dating right now. Come on, get out of here. I don't even entertain the thought of it, right? So I'm gonna just jump right off of that. But I think around the age of 13, that's when we call ourselves, or at least we're sneaking behind our parent back, calling ourselves trying to date, right? We got ourselves a girlfriend. Now let's look at it. Like, let's go for 13 all the way to the age to where you're about to graduate from high school. I think at that specific stage in my life, and remember the question that's out there, would you want your daughter to date a man like you? At that age range, I would say absolutely not. And not that, I'm not saying that because I was a bad guy, right? I just didn't have anything to offer at the time. Like, what do you really have to offer a female at that time? Nothing. At that point in your life, you're still borrowing money to like take them out. You're still borrowing money to go get them something to eat, or go to the movies, or go to the amusement park. Like, you don't have anything really going on, right? You don't have any. A lot of us don't have means of transportation, so we got to either borrow the car. We just don't have anything going on outside of what we have going on, right? And I get it, it's puppy love, but I just think those type of relationships that it's rare that you find one, or a relationship that lasts from 13 all the way up for 40 and 50 years. Like, it's just rare. I get it. There's some outliers out there, but I just think for me, during those formidable years, no, I wouldn't want my daughter dating a guy like me. I have nothing going on. I have absolutely nothing to offer you at no shape. Like nothing. All right. Now let's fast forward to the age of about, say, like 18, right when you graduate. I'm gonna go from like 18 all the way up to about 26. Now, at this time, again, would I want my daughter dating a man like me? Absolutely not. Because this is the point to where you're starting to apply everything that you saw in your formidable years. So what I mean by that is, like, most of us, right? We're in college. We're doing, the right things. Like I said before in a previous video, I went to all predominantly white schools. I don't know what you all did after high school, but I immediately went to college. Now, I didn't graduate within that 4-year time span because some things happened. My grandfather passed away, so I just decided to come back home and, basically just, work a job, to be honest and be frank with you all. But again, at that time, that age range, 18 to about 26, I'm still trying to figure out who I am in the grand scheme of things. Like, I don't know how to be a man. Like, I don't know how to take care of a woman. I don't have anything really going on. And I tell you another thing, fellas, we can lie if we want to, but I'm going to tell the truth on this platform. During that time, I'm trying to apply all the things that I saw when I was growing up. What I saw when I was growing up that was that outside of, now I have to say this one first, I did see my grandfather and my grandma, they were married, right? I saw stability as it relates to a marriage or a relationship. I saw that. I saw what a man was supposed to do, or my perception of what a man was supposed to do. But I'll be honest with you, that never set well with me, their type of relationship. Granddaddy just going home, grandma at home taking care of the house. When he come home, they barely talking to each other, no interaction. I don't want no relationship like that. So during that, like, I didn't want that. Like, that wasn't for me. I'm like, that is not, no, that's not my love language. I don't speak that type of love language. Like, I like to interact. And so during during that time frame, 18 to 26, I'm trying to figure out where the babes are at. All right. I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. All the cool guys had babes, right? And I think at that time, not quite knowing who I was and like where I fit in life, like, I was just trying to be a cool guy, right? I wanted to have the degree, I wanted to have the cars, I wanted to dress nice, and I wanted to have the babes. So during that time frame, 18 to 26, like, there's no way I want my daughter dating a guy like me, because I was just still trying to figure it out. Like, I didn't know any better. I'm just being honest with you. I'm still trying to like understand like what role to take. Like, how does this work? And I had children early, so I was still trying to figure it out why I had children. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just being honest. Like, again, fathers, like, you can go ahead and just, tell stories. Yeah, I'm this great guy, or I was a great guy my whole life. But a lot of us during that age range are still trying to like put it together. Okay. Now let's fast forward again. Let's go to about 26 to about 35. Now, I'll be honest with you. At this point, I think I start to, get a good hold on life. I start to understand like what it was to be a man. And this is just like my thought process changed. I begin to mature as an adult, right? I begin to see different things and fathers and men that characteristics that I desired to be, right? Stand up guy, a homely guy, leading his family, leading his children, making provisions, leading it financially, leading it with protection. Like, I begin to change. So I would say during that time frame, 26 to 35 and all the way up to where I'm in right now, we could just take it all the way there, right? So I think about 26, 27, 28 is when it begins to click for a man. So I say around that age, yes, I want my daughter to date a man like me during that time frame. At this point, I just begin to figure it out. Like, what does it take to be a man? Like, I had my own I guess, how do I want to describe it? I had my own narrative of what I thought inside of my head of what a good man was, right? And I began to start to show that. That is one that's taking care of his kids. That is one that can create an ideal inside of his head and bring it to fruition. And so I would want my daughter to date a man that has a vision, right? I think my visions began to start around that age, 26, 27. I knew where I wanted to go in life, right? And I knew what it took, right? I began to, eat healthier. I began to work out. I began to exercise. I began to read the books. I began to apply myself. Now, I wasn't all the way perfect. I was still going out, kicking it, partying, doing what I wanted to do, drinking, smoking, the whole nine. So I'm not saying that I was perfect, but I did have a vision for myself and where I wanted to go and where I wanted my family to go in terms of my children, right? I had a vision. I had a vision for my boys. I wanted to show them that, yo, you got to stay like ready so you don't have to get ready. You guys are getting older. I only had the youngest son. I mean, my oldest son at that time, Marquise Jr. So I still wanted to, hang out with him, play basketball, run around. So I didn't really have time to just sit down lethargic and waste a lot of time eating food, getting all fat, out of shape. No. Hey, you stay in shape. If you got boys, whether you got boys or daughters, you stay in shape. They want to get out there. They're going to run. You got to have as much energy as they have. So I think around that time frame, 26, 27, 28, all the way up, yes, I would want my daughter to date a guy like me. At that point, like I said, I think it just starts to click for a man. But During those time frames that I mentioned to you all before, 13 to 18, no way. Still trying to just, you don't even know who you are. So why, like, you don't have anything going on. So of course I don't want her to date a guy like me. I was just still trying to find myself. I don't know my head from my butt at that point. From the ages of, I say, after high school, all the way up to about 26, 27, 28, I'm still trying to figure it out. And during those years, you're just trying to, like, you're maxing out. Fellas, you know how we were taught, like when we were younger, like get all you can and can all you get. And we're talking about women. So during that time frame, we just, we just sowing our royal oats is what they call it. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I think a lot of us went through that. That's just the environment that we grew up in. It was cool to have a lot of women, right? So I say, yeah, during that time frame, there's no way I want my daughter dating a guy like me. Absolutely not. But I think once around you're at that age at about, let's just say 28. Around that 28 mark is where it began to start clicking for me. Like, yo, I need a vision out here. I need to know where I'm going, right? I need to, like, start making provisions for my kids' kids, right? I need to start creating a legacy. That's when it all began for me. So the healthy aspect of it, the getting my mind right, the discipline, the stability, just trying to figure things out and just having a passion to get to my goals or to reach the goals that I put in place for myself. So that's just my spiel on it. So I think that it's levels to it. I think we can't just speak from a current state. Obviously, us as men right now, we think that, we got it going on. I'd be the first one to admit I'm still a work in progress. I think it's a continual thing. If you already reached the goal of who you want to be, like, what else are you living for? So I continue to put more and more goals in front of me. So, but at this state right now, so from 28 to where I'm at right now, of course I want my daughter to date a man like me. All right. So fellas, I'm curious to see how you feel about this. You got to let me know. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. And I just thought about this as I'm shooting this video. I think it's best if our daughter answer that question, right? The ones that's older. Obviously, I'm not talking about like my youngest one, but I have a 21-year-old. She has a golden birthday coming up this year. I'll be curious to ask her, like, what she saw from the age of 13. Like, would you want to date a guy like your dad? I think that's a better question, right? And I'm not in fear of her answer. So I think that would be something that I'm definitely going to ask her. I'm going to try to put that video together. It may happen via Zoom because my daughter lives in Arizona, but I think we can make that happen. So fathers, let me know how you feel about it. Leave those comments at the bottom. Ladies, you can also chime in on this. Just flip it. Like, you as a woman, would you want your son to date a woman like you? Something to ask yourself. I don't even know if y'all ever thought about that, but these are the things that I think about. So fathers, continue to do what you do best, and that is to be a great father. Black Father Syndrome.